Today I present to you a 3-ingredient version of an amazing classic baked item that everybody seems to love. It doesn't take much effort, there's literally just 3 ingredients and anyone can make this. Let's make my beautiful 3-ingredient banana bread on the One Pot Chef. This is the simplest banana bread recipe you will ever make, guaranteed. With just 3 ingredients, it's pretty difficult to mess this up. So first things first, into a large mixing bowl, I've got 5 decent sized bananas, nice and ripe, really squishy, black skin. Take the skins off, put them in there, mash them up with a fork. And to that, I'm going to add in 1 can, about 400 grams of sweetened condensed milk. Now, when it comes to banana bread, particularly with the bananas, the riper the better. Now, if your bananas are just ripe, they're yellow skin, they're ready to go, that's fine. But if they're overripe, if they've gone nice and soft and squidgy, the skin is black, that's perfect for banana bread and banana muffins and all that sort of stuff, because the intensity of the flavour of the bananas is increased the riper the bananas get. Now, I had a whole bunch of really overripe bananas recently and I mashed them up and put them into Ziploc bags and froze them, which is why these bananas look a little sloppier than normal, but they are exactly the same as if I just mashed them myself freshly. But I always have a good stock in the freezer because it's good to have them on hand when I feel like making banana bread and just don't happen to have any bananas on hand, so it's good to have them. So we've got our condensed milk in there, and we're also going to add in 2.5 cups of self-raising flour. Now, if you don't have self-raising flour, or you can't get it where you live, don't panic. You can use regular plain all-purpose flour, 2.5 cups, and add in 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder and a pinch of salt, and it'll work exactly the same. Now, here's where I'm going to cheat, because this is an optional cheat, but it's a cheat nonetheless. I'm going to add in a 4th ingredient before anyone goes, "Oh, false advertising, he said 3 ingredients and it's 4 ingredients, my life is ruined." Calm down. I'm going to add in some cinnamon. I'm only doing this because, personally, I feel banana bread doesn't really work unless it's got a bit of cinnamon in it. It really sort of just adds something to it. So I'm adding in about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm not measuring, I'm just shaking it in like that. And you don't have to do this, it's entirely optional, but I think it really does make all the difference when it comes to making banana bread. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly mix this together. You don't have to be too precious about it. You don't have to overbeat it. In fact, it's better that you don't. You just want to mix it until everything is moistened and the flour doesn't look floury anymore. It doesn't matter if the mixture is lumpy. In fact, it's better if it is lumpy, and because you get a nicer banana bread. So just give that a good mix and a turn until everything is just combined. That's looking good, and you can see all those big chunks of banana all through that. That's going to be yummy. It doesn't seem like this would actually work because there's no eggs or anything like that in it, but I promise you this works beautifully. Now, I've got a standard size loaf tin, which I've just lightly greased with some spray-on oil and lined with some non-stick baking paper. Now, if you don't have a tin, you can do this in a regular cake tin, that'll be fine. I'm just going to pour our batter carefully into a lined baking tin. And just using a spatula, I just want you to spread the mixture out so it gets to all 4 corners of the tin, and so the top is roughly even. You want it to be pretty much roughly smooth on top. You don't have to be too perfect about it, but you want it to be roughly even so it's got a roughly symmetrical shape as it bakes. That looks good. And our 3-ingredient banana bread is ready to go into the oven. Preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius, about 360 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to be baking this for about 45 to 50 minutes, or until a skewer inserted into the centre of the banana bread comes out clean. While our 3-ingredient banana bread is in the oven baking, I just thought I'd take this opportunity to remind you to check out my social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Links in the video description underneath this video on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it, that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. About an hour later and our banana bread is out of the oven. Now what I want you to do is leave the banana bread in the tin on the counter for about half an hour. What I'm doing is that banana bread can be a little fickle sometimes, even when you test it with a skewer and it looks like it's fine, it's sometimes got little clusters of undercooked bits in it. So the half an hour afterwards, it allows the heat of the tin to continue the baking process out of the oven, even just for a little while. Lets it finish baking by itself, allows the banana bread to settle so it's nice and dense and moist and absolutely beautiful to eat. So leave it for half an hour. Once that half an hour is up, we can take it out of the tin and place it onto a wire rack to cool completely. And here we have our completed 3-ingredient banana bread and it's looking absolutely amazing. I've cut a slice off so you can see the interior. You can see how it's beautiful and moist and it's got those lovely chunks of banana all through it. This is absolutely perfect for just having by itself, maybe a little butter on it, or you could lightly toast it under the grill if you'd like that as well. It's absolutely gorgeous, so simple to make, and seriously, 3 ingredients, how can you go wrong? I wish you could smell this through the screen. It is absolutely gorgeous. I still can't believe this is just 3 ingredients. So I've got a slice here. I'm going to have a quick taste. Mmm. Mmm. Yum. The first thing that hits you is the taste. It's got this wonderful banana flavour to it, obviously from having 5 bananas in it. But strangely, despite having an entire can of condensed milk in it, this is not sickly sweet. This is about the same sweetness you would get from any ordinary recipe of banana bread. But there's no eggs, there's no mucking about, there's no whole bunch of extra ingredients. It's literally 3 ingredients in a bowl and mixed up, and 4th with the cinnamon in there, so with my cheating. But that is sensational. It's beautiful, it's moist, it's great flavour, lovely big chunks of banana all through it, which is my favourite part of banana bread. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Check out my other videos at OnePotChefShow.com. And until next time, see you later. The great thing about the simplicity of this recipe is that it's a great jumping off point for making your own version of banana bread. You can add extra ingredients to it to change it up the style, to make it into your own personal version. You can add in some chopped nuts, you could add your favourite dried fruit, you could stir through some, say, chocolate chips, you could put fresh or frozen berries, maybe some blueberries or raspberries. You could do all these sort of things and you will come up with your own individual version that is absolutely gorgeous. So let me know in the comment section how you would adapt it. I can't wait to hear your versions.